like super excited to talk to you. I was
All
like
right.
reading over everything that you do, and you literally do like everything. So, we have like about a half hour, so I would totally love to let you take the stage, say anything you want to say. I'm really interested in learning about like the full extent of what you do, your company as well, how you kind of got into social commerce and everything. And also, if the internet is kind of crazy right now, please don't mind that. It gets like that
Okay.
sometimes, but yeah, so
Sure. Well, nice to meet everyone. My name is Eric. I'm 30 years old. I'm blessed to be living in beautiful Los Angeles. So it's like 80 degrees right now. It's really nice. My hobbies are chess, Muay Thai, reading, anything under the sun. I like to get as much sun as possible, and meditation.
I love that range.
Yeah,
Starts
right.
off with fighting
Yeah.
and stop with meditation to kind of calm down. I'm the same way though. I did mixed martial arts for years growing up. I love it. It's such a nice outlet.
It's the best. And like the second you start thinking about something else, you kind of get hit. And then you're just like, well, this is unpleasant. Maybe I should focus here. And then it turns out you end up focusing there.
Yeah.
So regarding the meditation, this is I guess my plug. I just got back from a 10-day Noble Silence meditation retreat in Joshua Tree, California. It
Wow.
was the Vipassana method. It's completely free. There's facilities all over the country. It was a beautiful transformative experience for me. So if that interests anyone, highly recommend they check it out. The food is taken care of, the lodging is taken care of. All you have to do is show up and I guess stay there the whole time. And
Nice.
yeah, in
Definitely
terms,
is good for my audience who's all about relaxing.
oh my, I wouldn't say it's relaxing. It's actually pretty hard, but
Yeah, it is kind of a lot of concentration, I feel like.
yeah, because you go inward. So the method is you focus your attention on the area around your nose for 3 days. And then
Oh,
after a while, you start to feel different sensations. And then once you do that, you scan your body back and forth, every inch of your body, like up and down, so you can feel energy and whatnot. And so what it does is it extracts the traumas that are stored in your body throughout your whole lifetime. So just like if you're a NASA scientist, you had to send something into space, you have a piece of metal, you need it 100% pure, you'd run it through magnets, and the magnets would extract the impurities of the metal. So you're just doing that with your traumas. So like when you're doing it over and over for so long, it comes up in different forms of sensations. It's like it could be heat, it could be cold, it could be tingling, it could be pain, it could be a bunch of things depending on the trauma. And eventually you hit the root of whatever traumas have been plaguing your whole life, and then you become a positivity generator. So this was the method the Buddha used to reach enlightenment. So I mean, I'd say it works. The dreams you have while doing that are pretty gnarly too. Like,
really? They're lucid? Lucid
uh,
AF?
I'd say like I mean, post meditation, I've been able to do much more lucid dreams, which is pretty fun actually. It's a nice little hack I do because if my dreams are lucid, because my theory on dreams is I think it's like a separate alternative reality. You're just kind of visiting. But if I can, so a lot of my dreams can be lucid right now.
Mhm.
So in lucid dreams, I do a bunch of cool stuff. Like I'm basically just winning in my dream. Like I'm flying. I'm having a good time because obviously it's a lucid dream. And so just like imagine in real life or in like your waking conscious state, you do something cool, like you win, you're just like, that was a big win. And then you take that momentum into like the rest of your day. So I
Yeah.
start off my day while winning. So like I'll do times I'm like a warrior, a king, family, single. Yeah, I just mess around with that whole thing, like different times, like different time zones, like Spartan, like Middle Eastern, Asian, Atlantis, like in
Wow.
space, non-space. Yeah, no, like it's a good time.
Are you a Leo, by the way?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That also makes sense because I don't know, my friend's a Cancer. She's like into stuff like that too. I'm really into stuff like that as well. It's always nice to find like different avenues to
Yeah.
kind of expand your mind while also like centering yourself and being one with, nature and connecting with something outside of, the hustle and bustle of
Oh
reality
yeah.
because it gets like so crazy, so stressful, and not about that life. I'm just not about.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm big into the crystals. So I view everything
Yeah.
in terms of energy.
What are your
Like,
favorite crystals? Do you have like a collection or do you have
uh,
like Do you wear any, by the way? Because I feel like,
So I have this one. I like this one. It's made of
whoa,
orgone. So it comes with a necklace that I'm just not wearing right now. I mean, I usually wear it everywhere I go. But I also have a bunch of shapes and stuff. I like shapes.
I
Shapes are
like the
cool.
pyramid shape. I think it's really,
Yeah.
I think
Like
that's awesome.
some cubes. This thing glows blue every once in a while, which is weird and trippy. But
So
yeah, no,
iridescent.
yeah, I like the shapes and all that stuff. They're just calming. They're just pleasant and just I enjoy being around them. It's kind of like being in nature. So
Yeah.
the thing about this particular crystal, the one I showed you, is it absorbs negative energy. So in negative spaces, like I've noticed where like when I'm wearing the necklace, and I can pick it up much more from like on shrooms, like microdosing shrooms or something that's much more pronounced. I'm like, oh, okay, this is clearly happening. I can feel it like absorbing what would hit me. So like this particular one was like in a movie where it's like, yeah, the whole Epstein Island thing where I'm just like, that person's from Epstein Island. Why is she lecturing me? And then it was absorbing it. I'm just like, this girl, get her out. Like I don't want
So
anyone
you
to see
kind of
her.
like use it to deflect that back onto kind of like a return to sender type of
No, so it
turn.
absorbs, and what I do is I put the main body of the crystal out under the full moonlight every month to kind of recharge. Because it absorbs a bunch of negative energy, and like obviously you don't want to store that around you. So the full moon cleanses it.
I love the moon. I
Oh,
really
the
do.
moon's great. Oh, the full moon's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I
Also,
was born
also,
under a crescent moon. So
probably
I feel
something.
like that's like a pretty significant, like, I don't know. It's something that I'm proud of.
Yeah,
I think it's cool. But
no, there's probably a reason you're proud of it. I mean, it's just your spirit body. Like you know what's a good thing, and you know it's not a bad thing. You don't have to explain why. You just feel it in your guts, like that's a cool thing, and I'm sure it's a cool thing for a reason.
yeah,
Whether
thank
you
you.
know it or not, so
I'm so glad I don't have to over explain things. I always feel like I
I don't
do.
know. It's like either you get it or you don't. I just stated the fact. It's like I don't
Yeah.
need to
You either
explain
get
it.
it or you don't.
Yeah, it's like that's not if you don't get it, that's on you. You're just not there yet, which you'll get
Literally.
in your own due time. But at the same time, not my problem. You deal with
Literally
it.
not my problem.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Um, but yeah, so for a guy who's like into very strategic type of work, you have like a very creative kind of perspective when you go into a very creative philosophy, I should say. So how do you kind of like balance that?
So it honestly doesn't really need balancing just because
Okay.
the way I do my work, or I mean, you don't even call it work, it's really just life. Because the way I look at it, I think everyone's happiest when they're serving other people. And I
Yeah.
think the creator, God, or universe, or whatever you want to call it, I think he gives each individual person very specific gifts. And the best thing that the person could do with those gifts is to serve other people with those gifts. Like I can't do what you do, you can't do what I do. So if
Mhm.
I'm trying to serve other people, the best way I can do that is to be my authentic self and
Right.
just follow my intellectual curiosity and wherever that takes me, and just happen to take me to these two companies. Because if I'm doing those two things, which I think they're first off, ShopX, that's a Web3 platform. I think I view crypto like my goal was to have a nice, peaceful life. I couldn't do that. The money system was fucked up. That led me to gold, which led me to Bitcoin. And ShopX is a way to onboard people into the ecosystem at scale. So like if Nike uses our products, they onboard a million people. That's a million new people into the ecosystem. And Data is the first ever AI-powered matchmaking service. I mean, I think human relationships are essential for human happiness, and I think dating apps just suck for most people. I mean, let's be real.
I mean, yeah, they do.
Yeah, and
Catfishes are everywhere.
bots just
Bots, yeah.
rude, and it's by design too. So for the dating, the main reason dating apps suck are first off, the top 5% of users get access to 95% of the people on the app. So you're not seeing everyone on the app, and it creates a skewed marketplace. The second reason is hot or not. Like obviously it's just it's attraction based.
Yeah.
And the third is the incentive structure of the app itself. So for example, if Tinder were to match a happy couple, the happy couple then leaves the app. Tinder actually then loses a paying customer, and everyone's owned by Match and the Match.com in the ecosystem. So it's Tinder had to make a choice, either please the shareholders or please the customer. They chose the shareholders, so they need people coming back on the app in a form of churn marketing. So that's why people delete the app, download the app, delete the app, download the app again. So that's the why they suck. And what dating does is we auto generate a profile for you based on your digital footprint and then create matches based on their digital footprint. So I could get three matches like Ashley, Kimberly, Jane, little bio about each. You don't get bombarded with matches either. Tell me about Jane. Okay, she went to 4 year because she connected to LinkedIn. She's the youngest, you're the oldest. Our pattern recognition tells us that That's good. Oh, you can get, now that you mentioned, we should incorporate this like sign and do that, something with that, because we get that data anyways. Oh, your signs match, go for it. Oh, you both have similar interests on Pinterest. You both have follow the same YouTube people. Oh, did you know this one music artist on Spotify? He's in your top three for both of you. Oh, there's a concert coming up in a month. You want me to suggest a date with Jane? I'd suggest a date with Jane, and then we take it from there. And let's say Jane and I fall in love, get married, do all that stuff. It can act as a relationship butler after that. It's like, okay, you guys have two kids, but you haven't been out of the house in 3 months. It's time to get your ass on a date.
No
The
way,
place
it sustains the
yeah,
relationship.
so the goal is to get off the app. So honestly, we try to keep the communication between people as little as possible. Like, so there's not people just kind of wasting people's time. They're not catfishing. They're not that. It's harder to get past the system like with a bot or catfish if you connect if you connect like more social media because that's more social proof. Like, because we want to get you off the app into the date in real life, and then we can function as a relationship butler after that.
Nice. I've
Yeah.
never heard of anything like that. And that's what dataing is, or dataing?
Dotting, yeah. So
Dataing.
yeah, so we launched our waitlist yesterday on Valentine's Day, and we're training the AI right now. So I'll send you the link after you want to download and mess it around with it. But yeah,
Sure.
yeah, so
Is it like
well,
Raya, like the waiting list type of?
yeah, it's like Rye the league. It's not so much like that in the sense we're not trying. The reasoning is different, but right now you'll go on the waiting list. You'll connect your social media. You'll get daily karma points for having social media connected. Obviously, karma is based on Reddit, so it's good. The main reason we need the waiting list now is because we need to train the AI with real data. So that's the way for us to do it. But it's not like, and then we'll bring people into the app slowly and surely as it goes live. Because we want to start off in Los Angeles because that's where we're from, but eventually we'll obviously go global.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, I've never heard of anything that actually benefits people in the dating world,
Yeah.
because dating is just so trash nowadays, and it's
Oh
just
my God, yeah, it is. Like, yeah, like I re-download the apps to just kind of do research. I'm just like, oh, these sucks. And I have a theory too. It's unproven,
what's your
but
theory?
I think they're all one big funnel.
Yeah.
I think they're because they're all owned by the same company. So I think they start you off at the better apps and then you fail on those and they start pushing the lower apps and the lower apps and then the lower until they get, at least from the dude perspective, until they get, because I think the end goal for them is to get you paying for like cam girls and that stuff, because that's where they make their real money. So I think that not proven, but I've talked to people in the space and like that's kind of I think that's what they're doing.
It
Because
makes
like
sense.
yeah, because they'll just beat someone, they'll just beat a dude down. They fail, you fail, you fail. Try this one, try this lesser one, try this one. Fucking OnlyFans.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But so have you like had any luck with that, like in your personal life or anything like that? I don't know if you want to like get into that, but
I do fine. I do really well in the apps.
that's good.
Yeah, like because I'm
That's
one of the algorithmically, I'm usually one of the top, so then I could just kind of pick and choose. But I mean, I personally like to meet girls in real life. I like
good.
the classic cold approach just because I think because again, like a lot of the things I base things off of energy and vibration and all that stuff.
Right, right, right.
And you can't do all that. Like you can't pick it up on the app or just
You
like
can't. I mean, everyone also kind of fakes their personality online anyway, just
yeah,
to kind of, emphasize the good parts of them, and then you meet
yeah.
them in real life and they're just like,
But yeah, no, like, and if I'm even in real life, it's usually it's like at the grocery store, or just some shit. And you're just walk up. It's like, and then you can do like an Insta date. That's the just like we're at Pavilions, you want to grab a cup of coffee, sure. And then you can quickly tell if it's going anywhere or if it's not. At the very least, it's like,
literally,
at
like
the,
within the first like 45 minutes of meeting someone, you can pretty much tell if it's
I
gonna
would say
go.
I would say within the first like minute or two, but
Yeah, first like,
yeah,
minute or two,
yeah. But the
honestly.
four, you have you first minute, you get your ideas, and then for the next 45, you're just kind of confirming what you think you've already found.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now, plus, like at the very least, because I know dating apps, it could be a shitty experience too. But like, let's say you approach someone in real life. At the very least, it's a positive interaction. Because like, I'll approach a girl like, "Oh, I think you're absolutely gorgeous. Would you like to do this or whatever?" Some say no. Some like, "No, I have a boyfriend. Whether they have a boyfriend or not, none of my business." But the very least, it was like a nice interaction. It's like not
Yeah.
weird. I was like, okay, well, she's like, someone thinks I'm pretty. That's good, and I get some confidence from making a cold approach. So it's good for
That's
me.
sweet.
It's on our merry way.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, you made
yeah.
a positive impact in someone's life, regardless of whether
Yeah.
or not it went anywhere. And I feel like that's a really great way to look at it, because a lot of people can kind of internalize it and become bitter about it. Like, oh,
Uh,
I didn't get to go home with
yeah,
her or whatever tonight. And it's just,
that's just some needy, creepy
it's just the
mentality, in my
entitlement
opinion.
that I like
Yeah.
cannot stand about.
It's like, and it goes two ways too. Like guys can be extremely entitled, but so can girls. But you're just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, of course.
just be like, I don't know, just be friendly. It's not that hard. Be friendly and normal, and like, it'll be fine. Don't come,
Literally.
don't come in with like a massive game, because I've seen dudes do this where they come with like a massive game plan. They're like, we're gonna spend the day cold approaching chicks at the mall. I'm like, Jesus, what's wrong
Oh
with you?
my God.
They'll have their notes and their spreadsheets, and you're just like. Like
So
this
embarrassing.
line work like 40% of the time. I'm like,
Someone has a slideshow,
yeah, it's like
how to pick up girls.
you get the ick.
Literally, this is such a big, super cringe, super, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. And the
But
thing is,
yeah.
and people can pick up on like both ways too. People can pick up on that subconsciously too. It's like because they're not being like
Oh yeah.
genuine. You're just like, and even if you can't verbalize it, something about them gives you the I just want to
Yeah.
leave, and it's like you always have to follow the because your gut knows better.
Yeah, don't ignore it.
Yeah,
That's
like
your gut talking
it's
to you.
it's there for a reason. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, that's really awesome that you think that way. I really value that, to be honest, because I have chosen to stay single for like a really long time.
yeah,
I guess my standards have just gotten extremely high and I'm
yeah.
not lowering them, so it is what it is. But
No, I mean, and you shouldn't lower them too. I mean, they're
yeah.
standards for a reason. Like the right guy will probably eventually come along. If he doesn't, he doesn't. If he does, he does. But they come along when you're just really not looking for. And
Yeah.
if the universe has a plan for everything, you just gotta trust it.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I try to tell people don't dwell too much on the past because you're missing
Well,
so many
It's
opportunities.
it's pointless too. It doesn't serve you.
So pointless, gives you
And
headaches.
no, and it has like a physiological or physiological reaction too. Because let's say you think about something, and this is a problem. Like, let's say I'm thinking about like a tiger chasing me. My body and my mind, they're producing the chemicals that a tiger is actually chasing me. So if you're dwelling on a negative thing in the past, you're stressing your body out. And this a happy, free, carefree person, they produce different chemicals than a stressed out person. So if you're in a constantly stressed out type of mood, you're emitting that aura, and obviously you're just going to attract more stress because what you get you attract what you are.
You get what you
Uh,
put out.
Yeah, and I can go more scientific on that. And
Yeah.
the reason you get what you put out, and again, if you think of everything in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, that's really what everything is.
Mhm.
So if you go, each emotion is a different frequency. So the lowest one is shame. So if you're feeling shameful, you're vibrating at like 30. But if you're feeling like hate, like anger, hate, jealousy, pride, those negative ones, they're all below 200. So if you're vibrating below 200, that's when you're taking energy from people. But
Yeah.
if you
That's why
go
they say energy vampires, energy
no,
leeches.
that's exactly what they are. But if you go
Yeah.
above 200, that's when you're giving energy. So like love, joy, peace, those are around 500. Jesus, Krishna, and the Buddha, they got to 1,000. So that's why everyone loves them so much because
And
they're
that's
just
why they're so much closer to God. And that's why God
yeah.
sees the true intentions in those people and continues
It-
to pour blessings into them because they're operating at an
no,
authentic higher frequency than
and
those who try to kind of mask that or copy that, or
well, you can't even copy it.
you
If you
can't
think
even
about
copy it. That's the thing. I mean, like I see people who have like this innate hatred and jealousy toward people that they may or may not secretly admire, and they try to
well,
kind
first of all, that's pointless too. Because
of yeah.
if you think about this way, I think we all stem from the same source. So if you think of it like the sun, like I'm a ray from the sun, you're a ray from the sun, the tree is a ray from the sun, my dog is a ray
Right.
from the sun. But so we're individual, but we're also the same. So if I were to hate on you, it's literally just hating on myself,
Literally.
it doesn't serve anyone, but it's like you do you. But like back to the frequency thing. So if someone's emitting like anger, or hate, it's like a radio station where it's if you turn into a specific radio station for that frequency, you're getting that radio station. So if you're in the frequency of anger, you're gonna that's why you're always around angry people. You're the frequency of sadness, you're always around sad people. But if
Yeah.
I'm pragmatic too, but if you're like positive, that's why you're around positive people. And on the flip side, if you're wishing everyone the best, like genuinely, they
Yeah.
also wish people they'll wish you the best too, which is
Yeah.
it's good for everyone. It's like it
Yeah.
pays to be kind.
Yeah, it really does. And I feel like people can get kind of trapped in that, oh my God, no, everyone's the same way. Well,
It's by design.
maybe
It's
have a
by
look at yourself and see.
if something triggers you, that usually means that's something you have to work on. So usually if something is about someone's like that's usually a sign that you have to work on it. But
Yeah.
it's also by design why people are at that level. So like if you go back to the frequency thing, like around like anger, hate, fear, pride, that's when people are most controllable and most
Most
like
vulnerable and
you're most
susceptible
vulnerable.
to manipulation.
Exactly. So that's why social media and like news, they all push that levels. So the people at the top
That
can
moral
kind of control.
panic.
Yeah, like I think we both know what we're talking about. Like
Yeah.
we were saying, oh Jesus Christ, calm down. It's like they wanted to control the population, so they push a certain narrative with fear. Yeah,
I mean, my most successful year has actually probably been this year just because I chose to, thank you. Just because I chose to, remove myself from toxicity, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be
yeah,
because I mean, I kind of thought about it from a very logical standpoint. I was like, where do I see myself, the whole,
yeah,
where do I see myself in like this many years, and do I see whoever I'm surrounding myself with investing in me just as much as I invest in them? Or do I see myself falling into the trap of like giving too much of myself and that not being reciprocated or appreciated or anything like that? And so, I mean, a lot of people, they try to preach like, self love, self love, self love. But I really genuinely feel like self love comes with taking actionable steps to improve your life and just having like the right mindset to it, because you can do that but still have like that innate like envy, anger, hatred, and that in and of itself is like self-sabotage. So I kind of I try to like I do pray a lot. I do try to stay as connected as I can, and it gets a little hard because my family is Muslim and I deal with a lot of people being like, oh, you don't dress like this, so you're not Muslim, oh, you don't do this and that, whatever. But I approach it from more of like a spiritual standpoint. I'm very sensitive to energies around me. I'm very observant as well. I'm very perceptive to energies around me. And I don't feel selfish when I'm like, listen, like if it's not giving, it's taking away from me. And if it's taking away from me, it's not going to help me make an impact on other people, because as an influencer, I want to make a healthy, happy impact on other people. And I personally would feel ashamed if I didn't meet like, that certain standard for myself. So it helps me not compromise on myself. So at the end of the day, as long as I'm at least taking like little steps and not falling like backwards, not taking 10 steps backwards, I feel pretty good. I don't know.
no, no. What you said makes a lot of sense. And if it doesn't serve you, honestly, you should let it go. Especially like if you're in a relationship with someone, it's toxic, it's draining you both. It's not good for you. It's not good for them. It's not good for the people around you, for both parties. So the best thing to let it go. And I think you hit on an important point. So like I believe in quantum, where it's like I think in this present, so the present moment to me is the key to everything. And this present moment, there's an infinite number of realities. There's somewhere I'm successful, there's somewhere not successful, and everything in between. And you can select which reality you jump to based on where your attention goes. So you essentially shift timelines. So if you do small incremental like positive steps every single day, you're changing timelines for the better. But so you're creating like a positive upward spiral for yourself, and it eventually will pay off. But the flip side, you could do the same thing with negative habits. So like let's say one of us took up drinking every day or something along those lines. That's obviously a negative habit. It's going to lead to more negativity, and we're going to go down that timeline. Whereas if let's say we were drinking every day, we quit. That's one positive habit. Okay, we quit drinking. We start working out. We start reading more. It just kind of builds off you. So it's one of those like it compounds where it's like, okay, what good habits, they build on each other, and then you're eventually rewarded. Because again, like God will reward you if you're doing well, and he'll quick you get punished if you don't do well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like
I think it's so I think the thing is like people can like implement certain really good habits, but then they can also have one really crazy vice, like
yeah,
being like an alcoholic or sex addict or something like that, that completely kind of takes away from their own energy source. And that's something that I think about a lot, because a lot of there are certain people I know that do work out a lot, do live like a healthy lifestyle physically, but mentally and emotionally, they're very just like broken inside. And it's just something that I feel like can only be reconciled when you stop looking at life as one big like power struggle instead of just
No.
looking at it as like a source of empowerment if you allow it
Yeah.
to water you and not try
Yeah.
to chase for like greener grass, because if a lot of the times when you try to do it, the grass ends up being fake. It's turf. It's the stuff that dogs poop on like all the time.
Yeah.
You just like wash it off with like some water, whatever. You don't have to nurture it or nourish it. But if you look at yourself as like something that needs to be nurtured, something that needs to be watered, then I feel like it helps you take like extra steps and be very like meticulous about, really growing instead of just like chasing, the next best thing or trying to like dominate over like certain situations or certain people that you just
Well,
can't.
that never works too. Like whenever you try to force
Yeah,
a situation or force something, it's just not
it
natural. It
doesn't
doesn't work. Or
work.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you have to create powerful relationships versus forceful ones. So a forceful relationship is one party wins, one party loses, and that's just not sustainable in the long run. But a powerful relationship is where both parties win. So it's
Right.
sustainable. So you have to enter yourself in a powerful relationship. And yeah, to your point of everyone struggling, it's like I don't think life has to be hard. I think relatively life should be easy.
I think so too.
It's like a river where you're just kind of like people are just struggling to swim up the river when you can just park yourself in the right place and just go with the flow of the river and just kind of maneuver within the flow. And if you're maneuvering in the flow, things just tend to work out. Whereas if you're just struggling mightily against the current, you're eventually just gonna lose.
You're
And
gonna drown.
even if you do win, you're just tired of that too. Then maybe you're like
Yeah. Your
70%
arms are
exhausted.
tired, you're out of
Yeah.
breath.
And then and then one of us are just kind of chilling at the curb, just like, hey. I feel like what?
Chilling at the curb on a canoe.
Yeah,
Like
it's just like
a canoe
you could
just
have
like
you chose this, so I don't know what to tell you.
that's another thing. Like they actively, consciously choose that because they feel like their end goal is going to be something that's all the way
Well,
up here. But
they're not living in the present moment, and that's causing stress and
yeah,
anxiety and just not good things. Because you have to just realize, I think people have to, and people have been trained out of this. Like, how do you be happy? How do you be loving? How do you be joyful?
oh, there's
Well,
so many
yeah.
courses on.
Well, no, you just have to accept that you just have to relax into it. I
Yeah,
think being happy, loving, and joyful is your base state. So how do you get to your base state? You let things go and you relax, and you're just like, oh, that's what I normally am. It's not like in the future, it's like, oh, I won't be happy if I get this Lamborghini. I won't be happy if this business makes $1 million. Because then you're just projecting the future. And once you get the $1 million, okay, when I need $10 million,
yeah, yeah. Then what? Yeah.
and even then, those desires are usually programmed into you too. Like, for example, like if I want a Lamborghini, and I obviously don't because I don't care. Let's say I want a Lamborghini, like it's not even me wanting a Lamborghini. It's like program. That's a programmed desire to
Exactly.
me.
I'm the
So
same way.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
People like kind of look at me crazy because I like just don't spend money on like Chanel bags or this or that. And I'm
yeah,
like, that doesn't bring me like real fulfillment. I get fulfillment from traveling, meeting new people,
yeah,
like
experiences.
podcasting, stuff like that. Like things that bring me happiness or things that I completely immerse myself in, like my work and like, just connecting with like different people. That's like my source of happiness. I could if I wanted to.
Yeah,
I could get like a million like material possessions and stuff like that. But I just like grew well, first of all, I like did grow up like kind of like with parents that were doctors, everything like that. They did provide for me.
yeah,
I did kind of have like that silver spoon, but I never like really let it get to me because I always wanted to kind of see from different people's perspectives and different standpoints and stuff like that. And regardless, like I still ended up getting judged, but I never like really let it get to me. Like there were girls who didn't grow up with a silver spoon that eventually were getting, like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, stuff like that. And then they started acting like they were better than me. And I was just like, no one is better than anyone. Like
yeah.
I just want to hang out. Like I just want to chill. I just want to vibe. Like it's so corny
Everyone's
to me. It's so corny and insecure and whack. Like
everyone's different, but everyone's equal. I think that's the way
I
I
think
look at
so
it.
too.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, yeah.
Like you don't need to find validation through another person's name like on your body. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like,
It comes from within.
yeah.
And then if it comes from within, it leaks out, which again has a
Yeah.
positive effect for all those around you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's never gonna come from a person. Maybe for a small percentage of people, I guess it could, but like for the vast majority of just like walking around with, like YSL or Louis Vuitton or just I'm just like, okay, good job. I can afford it too, but I
Cute
just I
purse.
don't.
And then I literally cute purse and then I forget about it like 5 seconds later. And I'm just like on to
Yeah,
the next thing, I guess. I mean,
exactly.
but yeah. Have you traveled recently? Oh, damn, we have like 9 minutes, so I guess yeah, just keep talking about whatever you want to talk about.
So I just came back from Costa Rica for a conference, so that was super nice. It was
I love Costa Rica, even though I got my phone stolen there. I still love Costa Rica.
it's a no,
I also almost got kidnapped there, but that's another story.
shit, well, don't do that. But yeah, no, I was on like the Peninsula Papagayo, so it's like it's just an out of the way it's like just it's its own thing. It's like peninsula in the middle of the ocean. So we were jet skiing and just kind of snorkeling and just hiking all day. So it was a good time. I do love Costa Rica.
Yeah, the water's so nice.
Oh
And
God.
I'm assuming it was dry season, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. It
I
is.
went during wet season. It was
Oh,
so rainy, but
I hear it is just like a downpour.
downpour, seriously. And it comes so unexpectedly as if you're in Florida. You know
Yeah.
how in Florida it's like kind of on and off, sun and then rain, complete
Yeah.
torrential downpour. That's kind of like what it was when we were at the beach and doing different like excursions. By the way, Costa Rican coffee is like some of the most amazing
Oh,
coffees I've
so good.
ever
It's
tasted.
so good. So good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
We actually went to like a little coffee factory, I think. Yeah, we did. And it was just amazing. But yeah, that sounds really, really cool. Anything up and coming for your company? Any like projects? Any like
Yeah, so if you dating wise, the waitlist just launched. It's getting a lot of hype in the sense people everyone we talk to loves the app, so it's cool on that
nice.
end. We're getting good
I can't wait to
funding.
try it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be cool. We're getting like the
Mess
right
around
influence,
on it.
like QA, give feedback and stuff like that. So we're getting the right influencer, so that's going to go well. We're in the college approach, so we're pretty deep into USC and UCLA just because
Yeah.
that's
You know, I
LA.
was on a reality dating show.
Oh no way. Which one?
Called Couple TV. Yeah. So it was basically a bunch of influencers, and we would meet once a week for 6 weeks at a time. And it was kind of like a dating competition, I guess, kind of like The Bachelor or whatever.
Yeah.
The end prize was a trip to Jamaica, and I was in the finals, not the finals, but like the second to last episode. I made it to that, and then like a couple of other people like went to the finals. They went to Jamaica. They had a great time. It was really cool. But yeah, that was an interesting point. That was probably like March 2022,
Oh, so
and the show
recent.
I think was in beta still. So
Yeah.
yeah, I still talk to one of the guys there. We're good friends. We're just buddies. Like we text and stuff like that. But yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I feel like that'd be a fun thing to do like once, like a reality dating show, just to see what it's like, and then maybe not again,
Yeah,
but
maybe not again.
just once is chill.
Just once, just one
Yeah,
time for the one time.
yeah, for the onesies.
Yeah, but yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah,
I'm just like so awkward, like with like speed because it was like a speed dating thing. So it was
I
like
can't do I can't do speed dating.
I can't because I have so much to say, and then
Yeah,
I'm just like, and no one really knows like how to start the conversation
yeah.
because it's just like
Well,
everything's just happening at once, and there's an audience, like a live audience as well.
oh, that's right. Yeah, so there's a speed dating show. That's even more
Yeah, it's a
awkward.
speed dating,
Yeah, because
basically.
normal speed dating. Yeah, not a big fan of normal speed dating, but I can't imagine just doing it live in front of an audience where you're just like, yeah, I
It
don't know what
was
to
pretty
say.
stressful. It was
Yeah,
pretty stressful.
because well,
I was pretty quiet. I mean, like I had some people calling me boring or whatever. I was like, listen, I'm
what do
just
you
trying to
want
make
from
it
me?
through
Yeah.
there.
Well, hopefully dating solves that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would really be interested. I mean, like I'm not I literally like don't go on dates or anything like anymore just because I'm like always like working and stuff like that. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely would
Well,
be interesting to try.
yeah, hopefully you can match with someone with a similar lifestyle. And the cool thing about the app is it's like the opposite of Tinder, where like the longer you're on Tinder, the more likely you're to be on the cycle. The longer you're on the app, the smarter it gets at matching you. So the more users we get, like for example, it's gonna start off with people similar, like similar, yes, or similar, no, similar, no, similar, no. It's like, okay, this girl clearly does not like someone similar. Let's throw a curveball. So it'll do it based on you and just as a collective, because what AI is just think of it as really good as just pattern recognition. It'll recognize patterns across people. So like it'll pick up on patterns we don't even know or subconsciously know, but the matches, but the data says it works. So it'll try a bunch of different things.
AI
So that'll
so
be fun. Yeah. Plus, it's cool. It's like a cute, fun little project too. Whereas like the mascot's based off of Halo. I think it does good. I think the market. It's. I think it's such an easy. I think it's an easy win just because of how terrible the normal like dating apps suck. So like I was on a podcast called Dating Apps Suck and we just kind of ragged on them all day. But like everyone knows they suck. So we could run ads against like Tinder fails. Like, are you tired of Tinder? Here's a demo. Feel free to try it. And then just a bunch of people will sign up.
I can't believe people that pay for like Tinder Premium and still
Is,
get
isn't it like
not
500? Isn't it like $500 now or something? I'm just like,
it's
ooh, if you're paying
crazy.
500 bucks for it show, I mean, it shows us how they're
Save
desperate.
and get a plane ticket somewhere and meet someone like
Yeah.
in real
Spend
life
it,
or something.
spend it on literally anything else.
Literally anything
Yeah,
else.
like even burning it would be more productive too because you're just paying money to lower your own self-esteem or just like, yeah, it's just no. But it shows that apps are desperate and just like kind of they are.
They are. And
Yeah,
they
they haven't.
expose people's insecurities, I mean, more
Yeah.
than they actually help to create and form like good connections, I feel
Well,
like.
they don't do that. That's not their goal. Yeah.
That's true. But I don't know. It is what it is.
It always
I
is
mean,
what it
really, I
is.
feel like people should kind of just go in for not really just like for the fun of it, because I know there are people that like are looking for like serious relationships and stuff like on dating apps, but don't
Well,
take it
good.
too seriously.
Well, first off, you don't take anything too seriously.
Yeah,
But like if you're going in, it's like especially like a first date, it's like you're not gonna be like, this is the one. It has to work out. You should just go and it's like, maybe I like this person, maybe they like me.
literally
Let's find out. Let's just have like a drink or like dessert. Doesn't have to be like a fancy, just like dinner. It's just like, okay, let's yeah, just like
casual.
something quick, short at the beginning, and then if you guys vibe well, then you can plan something more fun in the future. But if not, again, just have another pleasant interaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Don't be bitter too. Don't be bitter. Don't be
Don't be
needy.
bitter.
Don't
Don't be
don't
needy.
don't be creepy. So many
Don't be
creeps.
creepy. Definitely don't be creepy.
Yeah, the creep.
Gosh, story of my life.
Yeah, no.
The DMs I get are just
Oh, gee.
absolutely insane. Like
Oh,
mine's in the gutter all the time, 24/7.
I've seen because I have some friends, obviously I have friends, or girls, they've shown me their DMs from dating apps and Instagram. It's like, okay, male species, you just be better. And I'm just like, because
They
it's
think
so
they think it's
cringe.
so cool too. They think they have the most Riz out of any. They think they're the Riz god, and it's just like,
Just like no.
no.
Just no.
Exactly. Block
Yeah,
report.
just quick one and done. No need to entertain
Yeah,
that.
exactly. But I mean that's kind of yeah, that's kind of why I do Alua. Alua, do you know what that is?
No, it's we also have a minute.
Yeah. Basically like people dudes like if they want to chat with me, like they have to like pay
Oh,
per
fair.
message.
Oh,
It's-
nice. Does that do well for yourself?
yeah, pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, the amount of dude thirst is insane right now. It's so much. They're so thirsty.
I know, might as
But
well get compensated, but
yeah.
anyway, thank you so much.
Oh,
I don't
thank you
want it to
too.
like cut off like
Yeah,
while
yeah, true.
talking, but this is literally such a dope conversation and I'd
That
love
was
to
fun. I enjoyed it.
so
Yeah, no, totally.
awesome. So
Uh,
I guess we'll just like end it right here.
yeah,
Episode should be out by like next week or something. I also have another episode I have to edit. So
yeah. I'll send you some links if you're gonna include them in the bio. It helps with SEO. And
yeah,
if you feel like tagging the Instagrams or trying to
no, I
build up
totally
the
will.
tag section, because we're gonna funnel a bunch of people to both Instagrams and obviously having like social group helps.